I love to speak on Tom Bullock always. His bartending at was St. Louis Country Club in Missouri, where a lot of people would go and see him. He was making cocktails that were either from medicine or from liquor, actually. People use liquor as an ailment. If you don't know the story behind bitters, bitters is one of those things where we used to heal our bodies, especially on slave trade ships. White people were actually using our bitters to heal, but they didn't know the story behind why we use ginseng. Quassia bark, which quassia bark is actually named after he wasn't an enslaved man really, he was a Caribbean man named Quasi. And he created bitters as an element of healing stomach aches during those long travels. And he never gets his flowers, actually. So, for all of you who are drinking our cocktails are basically a dedication to Tom Bullock and what he did and how he inspired us as bartenders. One of the first cocktails outlined in Tom Bullock's was the overall julep, which was the first represented in the country club in St. Louis. And that cocktail was gin, rye whiskey, lemon juice, lime juice, grenadine, shaken, topped with soda. A lot of people have revised versions of that cocktail and they don't really pay Tom Bullock his flowers because it's what inspired it. Our representation of our julep is like our collective julep. It's a standard mint julep with Uncle Nearest. I don't know how many of you actually know the story of Uncle Nearest. Does anybody know the story of Uncle Nearest? His background, how he is just getting his flowers after like, how many years? Over 100 years? And there's actually no representation or pictures of Uncle Nearest in history, only his great-grandson. And Uncle Nearest, if you don't know the story, he was the one who taught Jack Daniels how to distill.
Oh, yeah.
And he was technically first recognized as the first African-American master distiller in history. Vaughn Weaver is doing a really great job telling his story. He's finally getting his representation. There's different variations of Uncle Nearest whiskey based on his time in his life. 1856, our spirit forward people, is like your granddaddy whiskey. 1884 is our more approach to like those cocktail whiskeys that people use that you don't really want to taste the liquor. And rye whiskey, the most popular, definitely would speak more on that. Our riff on the mint julep is based on an 1803 version of a bartender named John. There's no actual photography of him either. He is not a black bartender, he's actually a white bartender who actually touched on Tom Bullock's values as a bartender.
Of course he did.
Nope.
Yes.